All right, our latest charge cookie, butter roll cookie. All right, let's just level him up first, I guess. He is set to be a bad guy. All right, it does seem like his skill is very simple, but we have dough experiment, 12-second cooldown. Butter roll cookie spins his whisk, dealing damage and sucking in enemies at the center of the whisk vortex, reducing their attack and attack speed, and increasing butter roll cookie's damage resist. He then deals more damage with his whisk and stuns his enemies, dealing extra damage to enemies resistant to stuns. While Butter Roll Cookie is using his skill, he will briefly become resistant to interrupting effects. Very, very simple.
Guys, so before we get back into the video, I do want to thank the sponsor of today's video, and that is going to be LD Player. So just like always, I've been using LD Player for the longest time now for this channel, playing Cookie Run Kingdom, and it is the best emulator that I have used, allowing me to play not only Cookie Run Kingdom but other Android games that are going to be available inside of the Google Play Store. LD Player is amazing, guys. It is the absolute best emulator that I have used without any problems so far. Their support is definitely amazing as well. They try to fix any problems that come up right away, especially for Cookie Run Kingdom. But if you guys want to use the emulator like myself and play on your PC, then click the link down in the description and download LD Player and try it out yourself and enjoy your Cookie Run Kingdom gameplay on your computer. We have the whisk damage here, max 5 times for 1.5 seconds. It's a single hit damage of 170.7%. I think that's you can do up to 5 times of that. And then we have the whisk beat damage as well, 607.5%. We have the stun of 2.5 seconds, not bad, standard nowadays, right? And then we have right here extra damage for stun immune targets, 688.6%. Damage resist is 37.5% for 10 seconds. And attack speed reduction is minus 30% for 10 seconds. And it's going to be minus 15% of attack for 10 seconds. And those are all going to be stackable only up to 1 time. So you're not going to be able to get anything other than that. So very simple cookie that we have gotten here. There is no new element. There's no dark element or anything like that. We'll see how he is. Let's go. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. I would say that is actually not bad damage. Look at that. Skill's pretty fast. I want to see that in arena. The attack speed slowdown is actually pretty big too. What if we try it in this comp? Except I'm just gonna take a hollow berry and I'm just gonna put in our butter roll. And then I think for arena, Swift Chocolate is gonna be a little bit better, just because of the fact that he is gonna need more. I think his cooldown is better. Something like this. Let's go. All right. Oh. He literally got one-shotted, bro. Did you see that? He got one-shotted. He literally disappeared. What the? I mean, he's dead now. He is using the Swift Chocolate. I feel like almond might work too, but having that attack reduction and the attack speed was not bad either. But he did take a lot of damage. He did take a lot of damage. We'll try the almond too. Yeah, we'll try almond. Dun,
We'll have to, you know, accommodate what we have. Yeah. Can we get 2 cooldown? Wow. Okay, we got 2 cooldowns. That's all we need. That extra cooldown. Okie dokies. Let's try it again. Ooh, I don't know about triple DPS, but we'll try it. Okay, here we go. For sure, that extra solid almond. Make sure that, you know, butter roll does survive. Okay. There is that attack speed slowdown as well. So, ooh. We actually surprisingly did well. Not gonna lie. Of course, you're not gonna see a ton of damage come out from, you know, Butterroll himself. But I'm gonna say, you know, that attack speed slowdown is actually pretty big. Especially for a team like this where they don't have any, you know, debuff immunity or anything like that. If their attack speed is slow and our attack speed is a bit faster, you know, we do more damage and such. So, no, I wouldn't say it's going to be interesting to see like what kind of teams we might be able to see that comes out with Butterroll. It is. The skill is definitely simple to the standard of what we have gotten. Yes. I do agree with that. But I mean it's not anything bad. Like he himself is not bad. Let's see here. We have the creme brulee as well, so let's try against this one. A team without financier, a team without burnt cheese, or any of the other cookies that, you know, have like debuff immunity or, you know, and such. The whisk, the attack speed slow and such will definitely have bigger impact in the actual arena battle. I think it might be worth getting a copy. I'm going to actually test it out inside of the Red Velvet Dragon as well. The reason why is, you know, there are certain builds that you're able to do with Red Velvet Dragon for lower ranking players, especially because of the fact that you're not able to survive the dragon for a while until you get certain cookies. So attack speed slow, attack reduction is definitely very, very helpful. So I think he's doing really well inside of the arena. I'm not gonna lie, he's pretty good. His, you know, damages is helpful. His the sucking in as well as the attack speed slow is not bad against cookies who are not being, you know, targeted with anything with like debuff immunity and things like that. How do you think he'll be in PvE? I think it really going to depend on what content of PvE you're gonna play, because right now there are certain content, whether you like it or not, there's going to be a lot of like enemies that are gonna be debuff immunity or have debuff immunity, so kind of just depends, you know. Let's do a little bit of like a kind of a mirror battle, except we're using this treasure instead. Yeah, I think you know, BCs and any of the content where we have a lot of mobs come out, I think it might be definitely helpful. The only thing is, you know, you're going to be sucking in the enemies. That also means that the enemies are going to reach you a little bit faster. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. Oh. Our cookies died at the same time, so Butterroll is gone. But seems like we gonna win on this one. There we go. Yeah, let's try doing a mirror matchup against this one. We're gonna use the same treasures against my team as well. When we're using everything exactly the same except just the 2 cookies. So while this team has, you know, extra damage focus and tankiness, we have the attack speed slow on the enemy team, right? You can see that they are getting slowed, and it's pretty significant. So Wow, Butter Roll barely survived. All right, now it comes down to this. Butter Roll is most likely gonna die. Wow, Elder Fairy's dead too. Can our White Lily do something? Oh, yeah. Yeah, having that Hollowberry and not having the Hollowberry in a battle where like most of the things is the same, it's gonna be harder. I mean, of course, you're versing a 5-star Ascended Hollowberry versus a 1-star, Butter Roll, but well, the reason why it's great against triple DPSs is because normally, right, against triple DPSs, you don't need to worry about them having debuff immunity. Because they have triple DPSs. They're sacrificing that extra debuff immunity or whatever it is, right, for the extra damage. Well, when that happens, it allows us to utilize the debuffs that we have, like Frost Queen's Freeze, the Whisk attack speed slow, attack reduction as well. So I think it is a very, 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 very stable and good counter to the triple DPSs right now. And of course, this is not something like the best comp or anything like that. I'm just saying it's going to allow us to successfully manage the damage and allow other things to happen, right? So let's first say, right, you have a newer account and you don't have your cookies like, fully ascended, and you have your damages is pretty low inside of the guild boss battle and such, right? I would say you can use something like Butter Roll. In the main meta comp, I don't think he's gonna be I don't think he will replace anybody. I think he's gonna be more towards, newer players, as well as like, players who are kind of trying to contribute to the guild but still aren't able to fully like they're not fully able to build a meta comp. I think you can use something like the Butter Roll as well as the other cookies, because you get the attack speed slow, which means that the dragon's gonna attack a lot slower as well, right? You get the attack reduction, which helps out in allowing your cookies to take less damage, right? So it's gonna definitely help out a lot of the newer players to still contribute to the guild while while they slowly work towards the meta comps. Like, look, because of the attack reduction, you take so much less damage, right? And the attack speed slow makes you basically take less of the skill hits from the dragon, right? So I think it's not a bad idea to pool, especially for the newer players, just so that you can take advantage of of something like this. It used to be Sherbet, right? But the only problem with Sherbet is that Sherbet dies because of damage reflection, while with Butter Roll doesn't die. So it's another replacement to Snow Sugar, right? Because Snow Sugar also has the attack speed slow, but at least you don't need the magic candy. Of course, damage is not going to be anything crazy or out of this world. But, it's something that you guys can go and try out so that, not only are you at least able to really actually survive. I mean, we're versing level, 131. That's more than enough to test out, against the highest level dragon. So I think it's going to be more towards the newer players, at least. It's kind of like matcha. If you don't have black raisin, right, magic candy built, then you could use matcha to replace that. If you don't have really high ascended cookies, you don't have really stable, build with good damages on your toppings, this allows, right? This allows Butter Roll to kind of help out those players. All right, so Butter Roll, what do I think about it? I think he's not a bad cookie. Of course, does this mean that he needs to be pulled for everybody? I wouldn't say so. He has no element. But his skill is very simple to use. He has 8 usage. So I wouldn't say it's bad to pull at least a copy of him. Uh, so for newer players, yes, I think so. He helps out in early stages. The attack speed slow down, the attack reduction from enemies, as well as the usage inside of the guild boss battle that he can be used for to slow down the dragon, decrease the attack of the dragon, and increase survivability. I think that's a good thing for a lot of the newer players. For the players who have already have these comps built and such, I would say having a copy is more than enough as of right now. I don't think he's gonna have like a significant craziness. If a comp comes out where he has the ability to be used in something like a one-shot comp or something like that, even in that, you're not gonna need an insanely high promoted butter roll. So I think it's not gonna be a bad idea to again pull a copy, but we'll have to wait until the next update. I think the next update hopefully is gonna be a bigger one. And we will see a more significant change inside of the arena. I think this is a good time to kind of relax a little bit and then just wait for the next update, because we had a pretty significant arena meta change with Elder Fairy, and this time around at least it seems like it's gonna be a calmer update. No real big changes that are gonna come out, except possibly having butter roll be used against something like the triple DPSs again like that. So that is pretty much it, guys.